Former President Donald Trump is reacting to the newly unsealed filing in his 2020 election interference case. And stores are feeling the pinch as people begin to stock up on items during the dock workers' strike that shows no signs of ending soon.
And if you have plans this evening, I give it 2 thumbs up. Details in a few minutes.
Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
Unsealed filings from special counsel Jack Smith reveal previously unknown accounts from close aides to former President Donald Trump in the last days of his presidency. The documents accuse the former president of resorting to crimes to stay in power. As CBS's Natalie Brand explains, Smith is trying to make the case against Trump in his actions as a private citizen, not a sitting president.
The newly unsealed filing from special counsel Jack Smith describes how former President Donald Trump and his allies allegedly planned to challenge the 2020 election results in advance and pressure then Vice President Mike Pence to reject Electoral College votes.
If Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election.
According to the brief, Pence had warned Trump at least 9 times after the election to give up his fight to prevent certification, saying he could run again next cycle. Trump allegedly replied 2024 is so far off. And when Trump was warned Pence's life was in danger during the attack, Trump allegedly responded, so what?
These are all extremely important pieces of information because they go to the former president's knowledge and his intent.
The 165-page filing also identifies a number of private individuals prosecutors allege worked with Trump as special counsel Jack Smith reshapes his case following the Supreme Court's landmark ruling over the summer, allowing some presidential immunity for certain official acts.
The brief attempts to outline all of the evidence the prosecutor has to show that the actions of the former president were in his capacity as a private candidate for president, not in his capacity as president.
The Trump campaign calls the filing, quote, falsehood-ridden and unconstitutional. The former president has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him.
Legal analysts say the case won't go to trial before Election Day and will likely be shut down if Trump is elected. But several people close to Trump tell CBS News he's furious about the filing and say if he's defeated in November, will likely claim the election was stolen. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah has not meant a break in the violence in Israel. An Israeli airstrike on Beirut killed 7 Hezbollah members, and the Israeli military says it killed 15 of the group's fighters in southern Lebanon. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb has more from Beirut.
Israeli soldiers on the ground in southern Lebanon in this military video. At least 8 were killed during an incursion on Wednesday, the deadliest day in nearly a year of battles with Hezbollah fighters. It follows Iran's ballistic missile attack on Israel that has the region bracing for further escalation. Overnight, another devastating Israeli airstrike in central Beirut, where at least 7 people were killed. And in Dahia, a suburb that is the seat of Hezbollah's power, more massive Israeli bombings. Some parts are now in total ruins, following Israel's assassination of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah here nearly a week ago. This is all that's left of one residential building.
The scale of the devastation caused by this Israeli airstrike is just breathtaking. This was an entire building, now completely gone, and all that's left is this massive crater.
A once bustling neighborhood and home to hundreds of thousands, Dahia is now a ghost town. We were only given access as part of a large media tour organized by the militant group. At one point, this man started shouting, "We will not surrender. We follow Nasrallah." Of the few residents who remain, there is a sense of fear and defiance. This man told us, "We are all Nasrallah. If Israel was fighting one person, they are now fighting an entire nation." And in Gaza, where the fighting has raged on for nearly a full year, more death. At least 80 Palestinians were killed in multiple Israeli strikes, including many children.
The fear now is the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza is potentially on its way here to Lebanon, where the death toll here overnight is at least 46 people killed in Israeli strikes, as President Biden's appeals for a ceasefire appear to be getting nowhere. In Pios Times, CBS News, Beirut.
Back here in the U.S., tens of thousands of dock workers at major East and Gulf Coast ports continue to walk the picket lines for a third day in a row. With no deal in sight, there are new concerns the strike could drive up the prices of food, cars, and other goods. Experts say consumers might also see price increases and shortages for the holiday shopping season. Some people have already begun panic buying, stocking up on water, toilet paper, and paper towels, and store owners are feeling the pinch.
For every week that the strike goes on, it could be months in delays for us getting our products.
I urge the customers is not to panic. Panic doesn't help anyone. Hoarding doesn't help anyone. It just complicates everything. We will have enough stuff.
The group representing shippers and ports says it has offered a nearly 50% pay raise over 6 years, but the union says that is not enough. Amazon is once again hiring 250,000 workers for the holiday season. The number matches last year's holiday hiring. The full-time, part-time, and seasonal roles will be across customer fulfillment and transportation. Amazon says all seasonal workers earn at least $18 an hour. Weekly jobless claims moved slightly higher last week. The federal government reports first-time applications for unemployment benefits grew by 6,000 to 225,000. Economists expected the increase and believe the trend will continue in the coming weeks. Despite the uptick, weekly claims are similar to pre-pandemic numbers and below historical averages. People who use the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP will soon see a slight increase in their benefits. The increase in SNAP benefits comes from a cost of living adjustment set to take effect this month. Households will see benefits increase by a few dollars per month. The update comes with changes to income eligibility for the program. The net monthly income threshold for a family of 4 will increase from $2,500 to $2,600.
Well, as advertised, we had temperatures in the 70s and 80s with mainly sunny skies. Here's the latest right now, looking in Jackson County, courtesy of our Kentucky Mesonet camera network there. You can see a little bit of cloud cover out there. Other than that, we're seeing plenty of sunshine and temperatures in the 70s and 80s. We're sitting at 81 in Hazard, 78 in Jackson, 79 in London, as well as Irvine, Somerset. Good afternoon to you at 81 degrees. Jonesville and Harlan checking in with a temperature of 82. Live pinpoint Doppler radar. All is quiet across eastern Kentucky, and this will get a break for the most part tomorrow as well. If you're north of the Howard Rogers Parkway, south of the Howard Rogers Parkway, maybe seeing a little bit of a stray shower or two, but other than that, it'll be out of here just in time for Friday night football. The next 12 hours, though, keeps us nice and dry. A beautiful evening just to get out and enjoy it, whether it's to have dinner outside or to fire up the old barbecue. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s by 7 o'clock, low 70s by 9 p.m., mid-60s by 5 a.m., and that's what we'll see tomorrow morning when you wake up. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. But we are going to cool off, but we'll keep the sun in the forecast for a little bit. Details on the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thanks. Festival season is in full swing, and Paintsville's favorite event is on the calendar this weekend. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more as Johnson County prepares for Apple Days.
With the carnival already seeing visitors and the city in preparation mode, the Kentucky Apple Festival kicks off tomorrow. And while fun is always one focus, officials say community safety is the #1 priority. The rides are running and the booths are moving in as the sights, sounds, and smells of the annual attraction return to Paintsville. But officials say the atmosphere of the Apple Festival requires vigilance, asking visitors to stay aware, hydrated, and prepared for the event. From knowing where things are with festival maps to always knowing where kids and other group members are located in case of emergency. Emergency Management Director Gary McClure says being prepared will make the event fun for all.
That's the big priority with the city and fiscal court, you know, to try to keep everybody safe. And because when you put a large amount of people in a town of this size, you know, it can get a little unique.
At the end of the day, organizers say the 60th event is all about celebrating community, inviting everyone out to have a safe, fun time. In Paintsville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
We'll share more festival safety tips coming up at 6. But next year on First at 4, a Krabby Patty on dry land. We'll show you how SpongeBob SquarePants fans will soon be able to get a taste of the cartoon's menu.
And we may not live in a pineapple under the sea, but I do have nice weather for you overall. A nice weekend ahead. A shower chance or two on Sunday is not out of the question, but here comes the cooler air. Details in a few minutes.